The bottom line is that the COVID crisis is causing different challenges than the ones we faced in 2008. Back then we had a housing crisis. Today we face a health crisis. With all of the unanswered questions caused by COVID and the economic slowdown we're experiencing, many are asking if the housing market is in trouble. For those who remember 2008, it's logical to ask that question. Many of us experienced financial hardships, lost homes, and were out of work during the Great Recession. The recession that started with a housing and mortgage crisis. Today, we face a very different challenge, an external health crisis that has caused a pause in much of the economy and a major shutdown in many parts of the country. Let's look at 5 things we know about today's housing market that were different than 2008. First and foremost is appreciation, and there's a big difference between the 6 years prior to the housing crash and the most recent 6-year period of time. Leading up to the crash, we had much higher appreciation in this country than we see today. In fact, the highest level of appreciation most recently is below the lowest level we saw leading up to the crash. Prices have been rising lately, but not at the rate they were climbing back when we had runaway appreciation. Second is the Mortgage Credit Availability Index, which is a monthly measure by the Mortgage Bankers Association that gauges the level of difficulty to secure a loan. The higher the index, the easier it is to get a loan, and the lower, the harder. Today, we're nowhere near the levels seen before the crash, when it was very easy to get approved for a mortgage. After the crash, however, lending standards tightened and have remained that way leading up to today. Third is the number of homes for sale, which was one of the causes of the crash in 2008 due to an oversupply. Today, we don't have enough homes on the market. And fourth, consumers were harvesting equity from their homes in 2008 through cash out refis and using it to finance their lifestyles. Today, consumers are treating the equity in their homes much more cautiously. Today, about 54% of homes across the country have at least 50% equity. In 2008, homeowners walked away when they owed more than what their homes were worth. The bottom line is that the COVID crisis is causing different challenges than the ones we faced in 2008. Back then, we had a housing crisis. Today, we face a health crisis. What we know now is that housing is in a much stronger position today than it was in 2008. It is no longer the center of the economic slowdown. Rather, it could be just what helps pull us out of the downturn. So you may not need to make a move now. However, you might know someone that does, and I would love to help either you or them. I'd be honored if you would pass along this video. Send me a message or just give me a call at 805-235-4499. And I look forward to talking to you very, very soon.